Hey there, guys. So on this episode, we're going to start a little bit of a series, and it's going to be all about real estate investing. Now, before I get into this, I want to tell you that number one, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take anything I say as like you specifically should do this. This is general advice for people who want to get into investing from a professional real estate agent who also does real estate investing. The second thing I want to tell you is that I'm not trying to be the next Bigger Pockets or whatever. I just want to share with you what my experience has been through my eyes and hopefully help some of my friends around the East Texas area and maybe even from all around the United States, because this is going to go on YouTube. So maybe people from around the country will see this and you'll benefit from it. But what I really wanted to do is just tell you guys what I've learned about real estate investing and how accessible it can actually be. When I first got into real estate, if you guys know me, part of the reason I did was because I wanted to do investment properties. But at the time, all I knew was, you've got to have like 20% down, and a house costs at least $120,000, and both of those things are wrong. They're not true. You can get into a house for less than that, and the house doesn't have to cost $120,000. It doesn't even have to cost $100,000. And we'll talk about all that stuff as we get into this. But the main thought that I wanted to start off with on this series, and again, this is my opinion. These are not hard or fast rules. They're not things to live by. But if it resonates with you, maybe you find it useful, and that's great. That's awesome. And speaking of that, if you do find this video useful, if it does resonate with you, my hope is that you would click the like button, you click the subscribe button, maybe even share it with a friend who's wanting to do real estate investing. The goal here is just to help people out. So whatever that might look like. But anyways, the first thing I want to share with you, the first thought that I want to share with you is that when you start out with real estate investing, just like anything else, when it comes to investing, you want to have goals. You want to have, a certain thing you're trying to achieve. Maybe that's financial independence through rental income. Maybe you want to build up a portfolio of 50 houses and you want to just live on your rental income, and that's a great goal to have. Maybe you just want to supplement your income. Maybe you just want to have a little extra spending money. Maybe this is part of your retirement plan. And these are all great things to talk about with your financial advisor. As I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but those are some common goals. But even a little more specific than that is when you're starting out in this, you want to have some idea of what kind of properties you're wanting to buy. There's a lot of different categories. There's single family, there's multifamily, there's whole apartment complexes, there's RV parks, there's trailer parks, there's all different kinds of ways you can invest in real estate. You can even buy a commercial building if you want to. But getting into your first property, the main thing you want to be concerned with is you want to get a win on your first property. You want your first one to be a win, because when you're first starting out, you probably don't have a ton of cash. I know when I started out, I didn't. I was scared to death. And all I wanted to do was make sure that I had a property that I knew I could rent out, that I didn't pay an arm and a leg for. I didn't even necessarily care that I got a killer deal. I just wanted to get a property that I knew I could rent out, that I knew would be successful. And that's the most important thing. So I say that to say this. When a lot of people start out, that I talk to personally at least, they try to get a little too specific too fast. And what I mean by that is, they might get their sights set on a house that they're like, well, I want to buy a house that I can fix up and then refinance and then rent out. That's an investment strategy that's pretty common. It's like, okay, well, yeah, but there's a house over here for like $20,000 more that's ready to go that you could rent out tomorrow. Do you not want to buy that one? And for some people, maybe the answer is no. But in my opinion, if there's a good opportunity, it's worth considering. It's worth analyzing. It's worth making sure the numbers make sense. And if they do, then go for it. If it's a move-in ready property, in my opinion, those are the best kind, because you don't have to do anything to them. The risk is low. You can be reasonably assured of the amount of rent you can charge for it. There's all sorts of advantages to buying those kinds of properties. Those are the kind I try to go after personally. It's not that I wouldn't do a fixer-upper, it's just it's so much more work and it's so much riskier, it's so much easier to lose on a deal like that versus a move-in ready house, in my opinion. So whatever you set your sights on, I would try to set my sights more on an income goal, on a cash flow goal. Maybe you want a house that'll cash flow $300 a month. Or maybe you want a house that'll get you a 20% return on your investment. You know, whatever that is, I would try to shoot more for goals like that versus a particular type of house and a particular condition of house, et cetera, et cetera. Because then you're not limiting yourself to a certain subset of properties. Because the way our market is, at least at this point in time, this video is recorded on December 2nd, 2020. Our market's very tight when it comes to the amount of houses we have available. There's not much. There's not a lot to choose from. So if you've got some money to invest and you're wanting to get into it, you know, like anything else, you just got to start. You just got to get in. Just jump in. And you don't necessarily have to hit a home run. You just got to get on base. Just get you that first property, get it under your belt. Don't get too caught up on the type of property. Just find something that'll make you a little bit of money. And that's going to be profitable. And then after that, you know, you can get into the more of the specialty type stuff. But that's my first thought for you guys. I think looking for the right numbers opportunity, if that makes sense, versus looking for a particular type of house, and setting your goal and setting your spectrum too narrow is definitely what you want to do when you're starting out. Don't get so fixated on a particular type of deal that you pass up a completely awesome deal that's maybe not exactly what you were looking for, but still a good deal. So that all being said, if you guys have some stuff that you would like to add to this discussion, drop it in the comments below. If you have some thoughts you want to add, I'd love to hear it. Also, if you have some things that you would want to see discussed in a future video, add that as well. I'd love to talk about it. And yeah, so I've really enjoyed talking with you guys today. Y'all stay safe, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.